Good morning, guys. Welcome to the stream. Hello, Mats, Albapino, and John, and whoever else are joining us. I just need to make sure I'm not receiving my own stream here quickly. Right, that has been stopped. The stream health, Uncle John, is 100%, so I am hoping we don't get the same problems as we did with Twitch. Okay, guys, we're going to fly from Corfu in Greece all the way to Rome. We're going to use Ciampino as our airport. The scenery links are in the video description below the video, as well as always. This is Payware Flight Tampa. I see TDG has got a freeware version of Corfu, and then we are also using TDG freeware for Ciampino, just as a matter of interest. And this is Zibo 3.36.20 that we're going to attempt to fly today. Uncle John says he's flying it right now as we speak, and he's happy it's working, so it should be fine.
And just to clarify, with regards to the comment about the limo, there's a reason for the limo. The limo is there to bring Sir Captain Nico to the aeroplane. No other reason, simple as that.
Yeah, I am the rock star flying this plane. What you don't know is I own the plane, and I'm actually only leasing it to Ryanair because they give me good mileage and they pay very well. So there are a couple of things that you need to understand, but it's mine. That's the bottom line. Thank you,
Not that
Uncle.
he needs the money.
No, I'm a multi-billionaire in this game. I tell you, I don't have any issue with money. If I crash this plane, I'll just buy a new one. I don't even do an insurance claim. It's not necessary.
It's just his hobby, this is. I mean, you know, he rolls up in his flashy car.
Yeah. I've done my work. I'm on pension. I've earned my money. Now I'm just spending it, and then getting paid for doing my hobby. Yeah. Right, so
which he sends to charity anyway. So, but we won't go there.
Yeah. You know, the right hand shouldn't know what the left hand's doing, but we'll leave it there. Right, so guys, I'm not sure if you've seen the new feature. If you go to, where did I actually see it now? Visual effects, yes. Under visual effects, we now see a passenger option that's set to auto. And the short and sweet of this one is, if you go to your cabin and you look now, until you start the boarding process, they will not appear. Alright, so just bear that in mind. I haven't played around with it. Yeri wrote the code. I'm gonna obviously test it, see what it does on my side. I believe we would have heard if it doesn't work already. So anyway, that's just a little trivial thing. If you change the setting, remember to save your tablet settings at the end, otherwise you're going to lose your option there. Albapina, I'll have to do a separate stream on that, but scenery is as easy as drag and drop. I mean, that's going to be a very short video. All you need to do is put it in the right place and not have extra folders. So if you get a scenery like Corfu, for instance, let me show you. It is so easy. Let me show you. Hijacking my stream today. Let's quickly do this. Where is my browser?
I cannot fly without auto.
Yeah. But the auto thing, I've got a video for auto. The auto I'm not going to repeat. You have to go and watch my video on auto. But in terms of the scenery, go for Corfu. Explain Corfu. Let's just take that one. Let's see if I am actually signed in. And I just need to sign in to get to it. I'll bring it on screen just now, guys. I'm just testing it. I'm just making sure that it works. Right, so to install the scenery, and I'm using Corfu, where we're flying from obviously now, as the example. Where's my capture? Capture, display capture. Okay, so this is Corfu. This is the TDG freeware one. If you follow the link in the video description, you'll get to this page. Make sure you are logged into the org, obviously, otherwise you cannot download it. So what we're going to do is we're going to download the file. It's going to take a few seconds.
Whilst you're doing that, Nico, just a very, very quickie. Madeira, did I hear rightly that there's a new Madeira as well?
Negative, we made it new. With the help of Harry, who made the LTFM scenery, he's edited the thing a little bit. So what you do is you need to download the old XPFR Explain 10 scenery. There's three portions of it. It's the scenery, it's the mesh and the ortho, and also then the added stuff. So you need to get that, and then, like I said, Harry fiddled with it to make it work nicely in Explain 11, and it looks beautiful. It's super. But
you can give me those little bits.
yeah, we need to speak to Harry just to get the confirmation that we can start sharing and things like that. No worries. Okay, so let's get back to business. This is obviously now the download that's happened. There is the download. It's finished. So what we just do is we open it. Alright, we can take that one off screen. We can take this one off screen. At the bottom here, this is my Explain folder. So what we can do is just go into the actual structure of the zip file, because it's very important. You should not create double folder situations. If you go to custom scenery, there's custom scenery. We're going to go into custom scenery. What you want to do is you simply want to drag and drop that into position. As you can see there, that's it. Your scenery is installed. Albapino, it can't be easier than that. What I see a lot of guys do is they go and create a folder and call it, as example, Corfu, and then they drop this into the Corfu folder. It won't work, because effectively you've now added a folder layer. So all you want to do is you want to have the name. You can go and rename this now. You can actually go and say Corfu. But once you enter into this folder, all you need to see, or all you must see, are just these files. If you have anything else there, an extra folder or anything, that's all, my friend. That's all it is. That's how you install scenery in Explain. There's a couple that you will find that have got EXEs, but they then obviously, they ask you to show me where's Explain, and then you show it, and then they do it for you. But this process, yeah. Just make sure when you create your own folder that you do not go and put another folder inside there. Look very carefully at my folder structure. Every single scenery, you will have the name of the scenery, and inside of the name of the scenery folder, you will have the actual scenery. So if you have a situation where you create Corfu and then you dump the TDG folder in there, it won't work, because effectively what you're going to have is a double folder structure, and Explain won't read that. So I'll show you what I mean.
And of course, don't forget, you can't do that whilst Explain is running. You can only do it when it's closed.
Well, you can put it into position, Uncle John. You just can't use it.
It won't be active.
Exactly. It won't be active. So what you'll have to do in my instance here is I will have to restart Explain. Now I already have the payware Corfu, so I'm just going to delete that folder. I really don't want doubles. Okay, and that's it. That's how easy the scenery installation process is. I'm glad I could help you with that. Thanks for asking. Alright, so let's minimize all these little thingies and get my plan going. This will be a Ryanair flight, so I need to also start my client here. otherwise I'm not going to get my points. Corfu is one of the focus airports. You're welcome, Albapina. It's one of the focus airports, so we get an extra 250 points for landing and taking off at Corfu. So I'm going to fly to Rome like we already said, and we'll start that flight in a minute. Just quickly get all my OFPs and everything in sight. Right, so I'm going to start the crew. They're not awesome. Good morning. How are you doing? This is going to be a quick refuel. Situation is only 500 kilograms to put in. So, alright, for the guys struggling with the fuel truck, this is where we obviously start as well. Then we can go to our ground services, connect the GPU, chocks are in place. We do not need better pushback, we're going to just taxi out straight ahead. And then we're going to just request the fuel truck to arrive, and it's going to be fairly quick. There he is, doing his job.
Awesome. Morning, Will.
Good morning, Will. Good morning. I hope you are well. Right, that takes care of that for us.
They're not awesome. That suggests that you were having problems installing.
He says he's really good. Just got the latest version of the Zibo to work. Okay. Yeah.
That's why I'm saying it suggests almost that he had a problem with it.
Yeah. What was wrong? What was the issue? If you don't mind sharing. Right, the refueling is done. It could also mean that he's just a new user, Uncle John.
Possibly.
Right, I'm going to start my Ryanair client, and then we're going to start our chrono. And we need to be on the ground for 20 minutes, so we're going to take it slow and easy, and you guys are welcome to shower us with some questions or some chat of some sorts.
Whilst Nico's getting ready, I would highly recommend the new Zibo installer. I know for those who know what they're doing, it's fairly straightforward, but it just takes everything out. You just press a button and it's all done for you.
Yeah. Matthias made a good job of that. Right, so I want to quickly go have a look, see that this is still all working as planned. So let's go to our cabin. Backs are not there yet. Fantastic. So now we're going to say start our flight leg. See if that's our trigger. There we go. Backs are loaded. Awesome.
Adjust vertical speed. Adjust. Climb. Climb now. Climb. Climb now. Climb. Crossing. Climb. Climb. Crossing. Climb. 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 Clear of conflict. Descend. descend, descend, crossing, descend, descend, crossing, descend, descend, descend now, descend, descend now, increase climb, increase climb, increase descent, increase descent, maintain vertical speed, maintain, maintain vertical speed, crossing, maintain, monitor vertical speed, TCAS test, pass.
Ladies and gentlemen from the flight deck, this is your captain speaking. On behalf of all the crew, welcome on board this flight. We expect to be departing on schedule today, and weather en route is looking pretty smooth. Shortly, the cabin crew will be showing you a safety demonstration. This is for your safety and for those around you, so please give them your full attention. Once again, you're very welcome on board.
Looks like the passengers are on board.
They most definitely are.
I've just picked something else up for what you've just done.
What?
I've always put Foxtrot Romeo and then the flight number, and it accepts that.
No, it will, but it's wrong because Foxtrot Romeo is the IATA flight number, and the pilots don't use IATA, they use ICAO.
Thank God. I've been put right. Thank you, Nico.
Cool. IATA is everything up to the counter, so any passenger will get the IATA flight number and the booking agents and everybody else. The moment that person walks through the gate and onto that aircraft, everything turns into ICAO.
Thank you for clarifying.
No worries. Hi Fossil, good evening. Very late I see.
Morning, morning, evening, morning, whatever. So what's your local time then, Fossil?
He's being sarcastic, he's just making a joke.
Oh God, I'm that slow. I do apologise.
No worries.
Okay, you're correct then. Good evening. Lucky you.
Well, we've just sent my son to kill the barking on our little female dog because he just doesn't stop. He's been barking the whole freaking morning. Don't know what he did, but he's stopped now. Hello Yogesh, welcome.
It is, sir. Good morning. On my way to the next one. Well, congratulations to you, sir.
Yeah, congratulations, Fossil. Awesome job. Right, so we've got 10 minutes to kill. I'm not going to start this APU until we reach about 15 or 16 minutes. So what can you guys tell me? How was your week? What did you do? What didn't you do? What did you learn? And all those other freaky things. That'll be a nice talk.
Side of that, anybody serious questions that they're unsure of?
That too.
And that's anything
Well, almost anything, Uncle John.
relating to Zibo, the 737-800, etc. We'll leave the girls out of it.
Yeah, for sure. Didn't you sleep because of work, or was this now pleasure interfering with work? The fact that you didn't sleep.
Good morning, one and all.
Hey, McDrone, good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, so it was the whole week. I thought it was just last night. Sorry, Fossil. Did you sleep well, McDrone?
I think you need to restate regarding the passengers, the new update, Nico.
Right, for McDrone.
Fossil.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that just now.
Yes,
And the
when I
options.
eventually got to bed, I was trying out approaches as we spoke about last
Okay.
night, but I'll discuss it offline.
That's okay. Keeps him on his toes.
Yeah. McTrying, I actually did a quick test this morning as well. Twixter told me a very, very important thing, but I'll also, like we said, we'll talk off stream about that. About this whole Ian thing. A very, very important thing. So I've taken screenshots, which we can look at later. And, try sort that out for us. Oh, I read the wrong information. I need to be at 3:45. Can you freaking believe that? Yeah, go over it. 3:45. There we go. Now we've got the right runway direction as well.
I only joined you on verbal because I can't join in the chat, so I'll just lurk here and quietly sit in the background.
I hope,
Morning,
you,
Kevin.
I hope you're not too quiet, otherwise I'm gonna fall asleep. Okay, so let me.
I'll rely on John for the comments.
I can hear you perfectly, sir.
Good. Okay, so Fossil, if we go to the configure section and we go to the visual effects under passengers there, you'll see you've got show, hide and auto. If you set it to auto, it is then linked to the flight leg button. So when you start your flight leg, they will board, and when you end the flight leg, they will disembark. So that's all linked if you put it onto auto now. So they won't stay there the whole time. That's the whole purpose of that.
Do they get off before you put the steps out? Because there could be a few broken legs here.
That sequence is on the poor lady handling that side of the job. It's not the captain's responsibility. The captain will end the flight leg, because if he doesn't end the flight leg, you can't open the doors. Alright, so unless there is a delay timer, I'll ask Yeri, because he wrote the code for that, if he can put like a delay in there, or how we're going to handle that, because effectively the moment you stop the flight leg trying, they're going to disembark. Whether the doors open, the steps are in place, doesn't matter. They're just going to disappear.
I was just thinking of the insurance claims.
Well, I can handle it with my budget, but yeah, we'll have to ask for the other guys.
I'll go back to sleep.
It's not a pretty sight watching people walk around with bloody casts on the legs.
Well, you know what? That brings up a very interesting topic. As far as I'm concerned, common sense died with most people. It's like people just don't have common sense. If you want to be so dumb and daft that you go and jump out of a aircraft door and you don't want to wait a minute for steps to come, then my personal feeling is enjoy yourself. You know, I think you'll break 2 legs, and then you'll grow up very fast, you know, and you'll all of a sudden discover what common sense is. But
Well, if you go with a non-cheap airline, they might provide you with a parachute.
Hey, now you're pushing it.
well, you know what? Just for the argument's sake, I will provide my ground steps and the ground crew before I click the button to terminate the flight leg. So if they decide to ghost away on us and run through the door, then enjoy.
Well, next time you land, instead of pulling up outside the pub, can you pull up outside the gymnasium so we can put a mat out?
We can try something like that, yes.
That's a thought.
Me Vive, I actually had a similar situation yesterday when I was flying an EGNOS approach and I was experimenting with the Zibo and I didn't want to go back to LNAV. I physically had to disconnect the autopilot, reset everything, and then it went back to normal. I haven't had time to investigate further. It literally happened before I went to bed, so no time to wonder about that. But I'll try recreate it later on when I'm alone or something. Alright, we're at 16, so let's continue our endeavors.
I've still got this horrible thought of a parachute jumping out of the door.
Well,
why wouldn't it open?
No, it won't. It's too low. There's not enough air for it to be any way effective at all. You're just gonna break the legs anyway. You'll have to deploy the emergency chute or something to save that poor bugger. But like I said, if you want to be stupid, you know, that's your reward.
It's actually happened. There was it an aircraft in Japan? One of the flight crew leant out to grab the door and she fell out.
Yeah, sure.
I wouldn't be so surprised.
But that's an accident. You can't really compare an accident, you know, to somebody doing something on purpose. I mean, I've also tripped and fell. I'm sitting on upstairs. My office is upstairs in our house. Not one, not me, not the wife, the 2 kids and even the dogs have managed to walk these steps without falling at least once. Every single one of us have fallen down these steps at least once. And it's an accident.
You
Bye,
mean
Fossil. Have a
there's
good one.
just an accident waiting to happen?
Yeah, I don't know why, it just happened. So. Fossil, cheers, good luck, whatever you do, enjoy your day. Right, so let's get rid of these guys and continue.
Just grabbing a quick coffee before the off.
I was flying circuits in Houston trying to do this Ian approach thing, and I've just noticed that I obviously spawned from there directly here into cold and dark, and my flaps was still in the 30-degree position. That's very interesting. It was supposed to reset. Right, so let's get our fuel pumps on. We're almost there. We can go after 20 minutes.
Can I ask you why you put the forward left wing pump on for the APU?
Yes. The aft one, which is the closer and more engineeringly speaking logical one, is put in a very awkward position. So it's more costly in terms of money and time to service and replace that one. It's much easier to access the forward one, so the guys always have this mudslinging and fight about which one to use. I always used that one until somebody explained to me that one's cheaper to maintain. So now I just do what the real world guys do.
That's interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, apparently that is the main reason, because that one, if you look at the schematics, the aft one is almost at it, you know, it's right there, but it's difficult and costly to work on, so they prefer that one.
It was like something else I was discovering, a fuel drain. Did you know that the APU pipeline actually has a fuel drain on the...
Ladies and gentlemen, a mobile phone and tablets have been made to be used for the whole duration of the flight and airplane on flight mode. If your device does not have airplane on flight mode, it needs to be switched off now.
No, I'm not familiar with that.
For the whole duration of the flight. Thank you.
Yeah, I was looking at something else. Oh, it was looking for the APU control in the undercarriage bay.
Oh yes, yeah, what we discussed in the week. Alright, okay, let me sit upright now. No more lying on my back here. Let's go through these procedures and get going. So like I said, we're going to taxi, just straightforward, turn on the runway there and then take off. That is the plan. Everything is in position. There we go. Oops, sorry, that was my mouse. My hand just slipped there. There we go. Now you can add the fuel. See, this is where the insurance would come in handy, but like I said, I'm so rich. If that was a hot start, we'd just throw the engine away and get a new one, you know?
Nico, now you're bragging. Don't.
No, it's not bragging. I'm just saying.
No, you're dealing with a few guys here who haven't got 2 pennies to rub together, and you're telling us how rich you are.
Well, he's from South Africa, haven't they got all these mines and everything?
Yeah, I own a couple of platinum mines, and yeah.
And a limo to get to the plane. Doesn't he rub it in?
He's probably got gold toilet seat on board that one.
Oh, haven't you seen it?
The lever is made from diamonds. Yeah. If you flush it, you touch royalty.
It's the toilet paper that's got me worried.
No,
Don't go there.
no, that's
Do not go
ordinary.
there.
That's ordinary baby soft two ply. Don't worry. That's that doesn't have gems on it. That'll be awkward.
Monogrammed, of course.
Ocom now. Right.
Pre-warning, 15 minutes to top of descent.
Okay, cool. Right, now my most favorite mistake ever that I make is I forget to remove the chocks, and then I go put thrust on, and then this plane doesn't move, because what generally happens is when you use your better pushback, it removes the chocks for you. It's automatically done, and in a situation like this I inevitably forget.
Well, I have my EFB set up so that if the brakes are on, the chocks are removed.
It's all about sterile cockpit when you're setting up to leave.
You think? Right, let's check. We have flaps 5 and a green light there, a green light there. We have volts and amps. Let's check our winds. Oh, wind's gone. There is no wind. Right. With this airport from Flight Tampa, Uncle John, and with Champino, where we're going to land just now, I've got my runway follow terrain contour on. If you don't have runway follow terrain contour on with this particular scenery here at Corfu, the stuff hangs in the air. It's just not in the right place. So it's very nice to have it on. In fact, well, like I said, it's a requirement. So. And then at Champino, that runway, oh my goodness, that is a treat to fly with that runway. I did a perfect landing there yesterday, Uncle John.
Another one.
Yeah, and yeah, sorry, I'm talking nonsense. Was when I flew back. It was here. I did a perfect landing here. This was awesome. I got full marks for that one, 40 or something points just for the landing.
I bet you didn't get more than a 9+ though.
My director here at Ryanair actually gave me an 11.5. He said it was so good.
He hasn't got a clue.
Can't be human if he's got more than 10 fingers.
You know what? He's one of those freaks of nature. He's got 12. He's got one each extra on one on both hands, you know. So he's got 12 fingers.
See, money doesn't buy everything.
What you mean, brains?
Negative. You haven't got 12 fingers.
No, of course not, I do have a very young cousin in the family that's got 12 toes. I don't know if they actually removed the extra 2, but that was funny when he was born. Wow.
It's not as uncommon as you think it is.
Probably not. Some alien blood crept in there somewhere.
100 remaining. On runway 35.
Ja, ek weet nie.
80 knots.
How far are you off engine starting again?
Uncle John, please press Control and F5.
D1, rotate. Positive green.
Gear up.
Shock, surprise, horror. Apologies.
No problem. You were watching the PVR replay there.
400.
I'm in real time now.
Right, so the cutback has just started for the noise abatement procedures. Now we don't disturb the fish in the sea, eh? And all those lovely,
Nice clear weather.
yeah, all those lovely millionaires with their rich and beautiful houses and stuff down there. You know? I spent
How
some.
many of those do you own?
Me, yeah, nothing. No, just wanted to tell you, me and Jorge, we bought some real estate in Panama. You must check our houses and stuff we're busy setting up there, eh? Oh,
Okay, take a look.
yeah, I showed him a Leopard 50 catamaran that I'm gonna buy as well. So he said to me, no, he doesn't want to learn how to sail. So I said, that's fine, we'll get the, my wife can learn how to sail, you know, I can just sit there and relax and we'll have some drinks and just enjoy
Is the
the
driveway up to the house called the Panama Canal?
No, we've got our own private island there. You must check it, it's awesome.
Your wife destroys you.
Shit. Oh, she's so sweet.
Of course she is. She does everything for you.
No, not everything. Gee. She just makes the food and looks after me very well. A couple of other things. But you make it
I'm
sound
glad
like
you
she's
added-
my
I'm glad
slave.
You added those extras because
Yeah.
I would have screamed, told her exactly what you said.
Oh, shame. No, she's not yet. She's actually gone to fetch her mom, so she'll only be back in about
That
3 or 4
makes sense.
hours.
That makes sense.
Shh.
I see it followed that curve, alright.
Very well, very nicely. I think that curve there at Zurich is just too fast. It's just too much for it to handle in a very short period of time. Because that's really
Yeah.
zigzag. That's a
I'll
crazy curve.
grab that route off you again at the end of the street.
That's the takeoff from runway 16.
Yeah. The one we were doing last night.
Yeah.
Is this an Egnos landing or anything on the way in?
ILS. This will be ILS.
Okay.
I don't think Ciampino is as rich as I am. They've only got the VOR, DME and the ILS. They don't have all the other fancy toys yet. I'll have to sponsor them at some point in time.
He doesn't miss a trick, does he, to add that little bit in all the time. Run me it in.
You know, Uncle John, I'm used to South Africa and some of the people here and the way they handle life. So I'm not sure how it is in the rest of the world because I haven't really traveled that much. Okay, but here in South Africa, when people believe, whether it's true or not is irrelevant, when they believe that you are poor, they treat you like dirt. So unfortunately we have to use a certain bit of lying and pretending just to get business and just to come by and not to be shunned out of society, because some of these poor sick souls in this country simply cannot accept you if you are not on a certain
Nico,
level.
I think this is something the world over.
Yeah.
I mean, they've done this. They've had multimillionaires dress up as a vagabond, and they've been looked down at and pointed at and everything else, just because of the way they look. It's an impression that's given and it's taken and treated as such.
I recall a couple of years ago, probably 5, maybe more years ago, I actually did business with a company where I would park like a block away and then I would walk there because I'm only driving a Renault. I mean, I'm driving a Renault Megane, which is a fairly decent car. I mean, it's got exactly the same safety features and ratings as any Mercedes would have, for instance, or a BMW would have. But now, you know, they were just funny kind of people. And exactly as I'm joking today, but you guys know it's a joke, I used to talk that way when I go there because, you know, now you're rubbing shoulders with the big boys, you know. So I distinctly recall one conversation I had there with one lady in particular, which was this woman was a bit of a problem for me in the business, you know, on their side. And I distinctly remember telling her, you know, that poor people, how did I put it? Poor people just, you know, need to understand that they need to make more money or something stupid. It was a ridiculously, horribly, you know, filthy thing to say, you know. And she kept on saying to me, "Yeah, no, this is the way it should be, and you need to make the best of your life, and you shouldn't sit there and feel sorry for yourself." And I was looking at her and I was thinking to myself, "You silly woman." You know, and I was then obviously making the porridge nice and thick because every time we spoke I told her how rich I was and how successful I was, and she just lapped it up. And I thought to myself, oh goodness, if you only knew.
People do. It's a sad fact.
Yeah. If you only knew. I had a friend. Okay, I had a Jewish friend, very very good friend of mine, stunning guy. He always used to say, "You fake it till you make it," and I mean, he died a very poor person, but he never showed it. You never knew it. He faked it till he died. Everybody always thought he made it. Sad but true. Okay, enough of that. I'm gonna drink some more Lucozade, get some energy in me.
See, more posh drink, we have to put up with water, don't we, John?
We do. You know, as I say, he never misses a trick.
Mind you, maybe the drinking water in the UK is probably more pure.
My friend, here where we stay, here in our house, we do not drink any tap water. We can't afford to. We have been so sick of this water. We've got big filters standing here on one side.
What's the water situation like where you live then, Nico? Because there quite a problem with shortages of water in South Africa in some places.
Yeah, here in Johannesburg we don't have a shortage of water, we have a shortage of maintenance. So a lot of the pump stations are broken or dilapidated or falling apart or something because nobody does maintenance on them. I can't recall, I think it was about 2 weeks ago somebody told me that's got insight into the situation. He said to me, if you only knew what's coming or what could potentially come, it's scary because there is no maintenance being done here at all, and we're going to wake up one day and then there's just not going to be any water. And it's not because there's a shortage, it's just because nobody cares to look after these things.
I think you start to panic when the water turns brown.
We've had brown water here. I've had plumbers here 3, 4, 5 times and they couldn't figure out why we had brown water. We actually had a hot water geyser burst the other day and I had to come and replace it. And now I see that it seems to be clear, you know. Just another reason we use filters. We don't drink anything. We don't even give it to the pets, the dog and the cat. Nobody gets water from taps in this house at all. You can't trust it. Kevin, yeah, that's true. There is no maintenance that gets done in this place. Nothing.
Well, I filter my water purely because of the additional chemicals.
The issue with a large filter that we've got is just if you don't clean it every so often, you start to get algae built up inside of it, because once it purifies the water and removes all the chemicals and impurities, there's no chlorine or whatever they put in there. I can't remember the name of the other component they put in there to keep it fresh and clean, you know, bacterial free. You need to also then look after your filter very well, otherwise you get sick from the filter water containing algae.
I'm loving my scenery at the moment, coming into the end.
Where you landing?
Almere.
Almere, okay. Awesome. By the way, John, you weren't here when I had my scenery problems. I think that was the day you went out.
That was last Saturday, must be.
Yes. I actually had a corruption in my X-Organizer, which I had to physically delete my whole X-Organizer folder and then re-download, reinstall, reconfigure and everything. And I tell you what, that was the best move ever, because all of a sudden I found so many scenery errors which just were undetected before. And now I've even got proper orthos running here at Corfu as well, so I'm very happy that happened.
I was with you a part of that, Nico, when you were doing that.
Yes, I remember after the fact, yes. Yogesh, what do you mean dial on PFD? Let me just read the whole thing. .4 on my PFD. Oh, there, that's your angle of attack. That's the angle of attack dial. It basically shows you how hard the wing has to work to keep you into the air. So the less that is, as far as I know, the less hard it works, if I've got it correctly, or the closer you come to stall. I'll have to read up on it again. I'm not entirely sure because it doesn't show me the red and the yellow band. On a light aircraft, I saw one the other day. It had yellow and red bands in there, so you knew which way it was turning, which was the danger zone. This one I'll have to check.
Mine's currently 2.42.
Mine's 2.2.
I think you'll find that in level flight he's got it trimmed, so basically it's about 2.4, 2.2 to 2.4 over the whole of the weight range. Because it is always flying slightly angle of attack up.
Yeah, definitely. So
I'm ruined with ortho. I
yeah.
cannot fly with ortho anymore.
Flavio, I'll be there soon, mate. I just sent you a message there. If you get the kettle boiling, we'll have some nice coffee.
You come down a bit, it's generally champagne.
No, it's fine. This Lucasite's taking care of all the bubbly, the fizzy side of things, and when I
He
get
says
there...
it's Lucasade because of the colour. It's probably champagne with orange.
Guess what? I thought exactly the same.
You guys kill me.
Version
Steve.
20 is running, and it's running perfectly.
Yes, sir. I'm flying version 20 right now. I don't have a single issue in normal operation. I do have issues that I'm aware of in non-normal situations. I spent a lot of time with Twixter yesterday discussing it, and we'll see what comes from there. But there's ways to go. I think, Uncle John, to be quite honest, I've put the wagon before the cart yesterday. So, but we have to talk about that off stream. Still, tell you guys what I've come up with. But yes, that's behind the scenes. In terms of normal operation, there's nothing wrong with the Zibo at this point in time.
The only hiccup we've had was the other night. Was it on 18, I think, and we all had to go back
19.
to 17 because no FMC?
Yeah.
But it was a temporary thing.
Yeah, and then he brought out 19, correct.
Pleasure. Trust me, 20's good.
Yeah.
Fast to go.
I'm loving that water reflection there, Nico.
For sure.
That way I've not been through the last couple. Said last night when I was doing the circuit, I was London flying with a very light halo. Long time since I've done that. Handles completely different.
Yeah, it does. You can actually feel the weight difference and the handling difference.
My argument is, unless you're doing moving the aircraft from one place to another or doing flight training, you ideally are never going to fly this aircraft with it empty.
Exactly.
Doesn't make money empty.
Yeah,
Screen grabs there.
I am taking, and the silly thing is every time I press the button to take the screenshot, it freezes the frame. So if you guys are picking up on that, it's not the system that's stuttering, it's me taking pictures.
And now you've got a bad time.
Yeah, it happens. Can't win them all, McTrine.
Oh no, I appreciate it. It makes you appreciate when you fly, like I've got Orbit through the UK, and it's, if you've got Ortho, it's very patchy. Oh, and Orbits have released Kochevo airfield for XP.
Okay.
Which, for when I'm flying my TBM, lovely airfield to land at.
Yeah, that's got on a hell of a slope though.
Have you got the TBM?
Negative, sir, I don't. I must be honest with you, I won't buy it at this point in time. My whole life revolves around the Zibo, so I'm not investing in any other aircraft at this point in time.
That's fair comment. I mean, I fly Zibo mostly, but the TBM is a real joy to fly.
Steve, yeah, I see your comment there. It's always good to let someone else try and find the bugs for you before you update. I unfortunately have to update with everyone, and then I happen to be probably one of the first guys to pick up bugs. That's just the nature of the beast, but I've got my channels of dealing with it, so it's not a problem. Just pulling my throttles back for the hardware throttles, so it doesn't interfere with the Zibo code on VNAV when we start our descent, which is still way off, but at least they're out of the way now. Well, that's now the end of the Lucas 8, so that was lovely.
Stroke champagne.
Something I noticed last night, alright, I was flying version 19, but the transition from cruise to VNAV is very much smoother now.
Yeah, it's much smoother, but I've been seeing it come a long time already, and that's one of the reasons I pull my hardware throttles back, so it doesn't interfere with the Zibo code. The last thing you want is your hardware throttles to interfere.
You're very wise, and yes, I do the same practice.
Something else with the new throttle quadrant that also caught me out many times is I would go up to like 50% N1, hit toga, and then it will kick my autopilot off, the auto throttle off. And I fixed that by going to the throttle noise lock on the tablet and just lifting the number a little bit, so that the pods and the noise on the pod don't interfere with the code either. And now I don't have any more auto throttle disconnects when I take off. It's awesome.
You know the reason for that, don't you?
Well, I know my reason. What's your reason?
When you go toga, and we'll say you've moved your throttles up to 40%, and then you press the toga lever, after 80 knots, if you watch your PFD, it changes and so it goes back to manual throttle. And the reason for that is if you have to abort pre-V1, you want your throttles to close so it goes back to the throttle position. So when you press TIGRA, you should move your throttles to the max position.
Okay, I like the theory. For me, I just leave my throttles at 50%. Whistle gives me my abort option. I just don't press it full forward. That's all. The other reason that it kicks it out if you don't have your throttle noise lock set correctly is when you have two throttle levers and they are not in balance, and the one is like 5 or something like that percent out of sync with the other one. I'm not sure what the actual value is. It could be 3% discrepancy. It will also kick out your auto throttle because they need to be in sync. So there's a couple
In
of
theory, when you go to TIGRA, your Zibo throttles will go right the way forward.
exactly. It will go to whatever you prepared in your FMC in terms of what
But
your
if
N1 should
you
be.
watch your PFD next time,
Mhm.
on the left-hand side, you'll find that at 80 knots, I can't remember what it changes from to. I think it's from what TIGRA to N1 or something like that.
No, I get that. But I'm referring to is the interference.
I said 80 knots, it might be 85, I can't remember the exact figure.
No worries. I like the theory. It sounds good. Right, 132 knots for top of descent. That's weird off-color little tiles. Obviously taken different times and probably with different satellites all meshed together now. Right, guys, excuse me for a moment. I'll be back in 5 minutes.
Confirmed, you're excused.
Right, I am back.
Noted.
Hmm?
Lima, India, Romeo, Alpha, airport information, Quebec, 0850, Zulu, weather, wind, 356 at 4, visibility 10,000, sky condition 3,400, scattered, temperature 24, dew point 16, QNH 1020, advise on initial contact, you have information, Quebec.
Okay, so this is a reasonably short and awkward runway, so I'm just going to use auto brake 3, make sure we do stop.
Fair landing, Nico.
Excellent.
I'm back.
Excellent. That's good to know. I'm just resetting my MCP to my ILS intercept value there at the final approach. Fix.
I've closed my X-plane down for a minute.
Okay. $17 nautical miles. That's going to be quick. Uncle John,
Yes, sir.
how far are you from your next promotion with Ryanair?
About 16,000, I think.
Okay.
I worked it out. I've got about 64 flights to do before the end of October.
Okay. I'm just glad they gave us proper points with the focus airports this time, and not just 50 like 2 months ago.
Yeah, I mean, they were hardly worth going for them.
Mm. Good morning, Bootleg. Welcome to the stream. I've started my descent into Rome for Ciampino runway 15 and we should be there shortly.
Mic off. Mic on.
Bootleg, is there any point in buying version 1 for $15? Will you get a discount when version 2 comes out? Are you going to get it for free? What's the story there? There's no point in spending $15 now, and in a month's time you have to spend $70 and there's no benefit. So I'm just curious, do you know the answer? Hello. As a matter of interest, McDrawing, during the cruise, our pitch was 3,392. Sorry, pitch was 3 and 392 was the knots. Okay, sorry. So the pitch was 3 degrees up. That was the cruise pitch. Sorry, I don't know why they put everything so tightly together. I read it as one, but it's two different things.
Interesting comment on your forum. Somebody is suggesting that now we've got packs, they should be loaded in real time. But somebody, I think, is under the belief that the payload increases in the FMC like it does when you add fuel.
Yeah, no, that.
We know, or if I say I am almost 100% certain, that payload is always inputted by the pilot from the load sheet.
Oh, the guys can split hairs and come up with some very interesting arguments and stories on that forum.
Admitted it's not done necessarily, payloads aren't necessarily done on paper anymore, it's all automated from the load bay.
Look at these clouds. Well, gonna have to go through them. We're already at. Sorry?
Something else I was going to raise with you. In flying around Sunburn, which the weather varies with clouds and so on, I have noticed I'm using active sky and running Zibo. But active sky with clouds, when it's a lot of cloud around at your flying level, is what's playing havoc with my FPS.
Well, the clouds would be the one playing the havoc. Active Sky injects a text file that gets read and converted, mainly. Okay, so the textures is what's killing the FPS.
Yeah, and as far as I can work out, if the cloud is at your flying level, flight level, or just above you, then it's having a big effect on FPS. When I was flying above the cloud in sunny skies, I was it was varying by over 10 FPS.
Sure. Well, I'm currently pushing 30. Right, almost there. You must check this runway drawing. I love the runway follow contours on this one.
I am watching your stream.
Well, looks like once we've gone through this layer, we have open visibility, no limits there. Well, this is into Champino. LIRA is the ICAO code, Lima India Romeo Alpha. This is ILS X-ray on runway 15.
Out of interest, have you got your HNT also?
No, I don't, because look at the temperature. It's 21 degrees Celsius.
Oh, sorry, I thought it said minus just now.
No, I actually checked it before we went into the cloud layer. Last thing I want is to fall out of the sky at number 99 when we are so close. Flavio, yes, this is active sky on live weather. Why does it not look like this where you are at right now?
Thousand to go.
Right, there is the runway where the mouse is at now. Well, you can select it before or after. Typically, I wait until I see the outline of the white diamonds on the glide slope and on the lateral movement on the localizer. Once I know they're in place, I usually put it on. But you can do it beforehand. Approach and ILS work really well together, especially in the Zibo here, and it should catch on at some point in time. The biggest reason why you might be struggling is you might be on the wrong altitude and then it doesn't capture, so we'll need more information to determine that. Our go around altitude is 5,000, so we'll give it a bit of time and then we'll dial that in. Water brake is set, speed brake is armed. 7 DME, all the lights are good, feet on the pedals. Seat upright, that's my checklist. Gear down, 3 green, all done. Lap steady.
Another comment to add to Will's question is the approach, the angle at which you arrive at the approach can also have an effect.
Oh yes,
The ILS is captured.
Yeah, don't go over 45 degrees, then you're also making a problem. Alright, there's our rising runway. That's such a neat little feature that's been added. Outer marker. Approach altitude is set. Right, now my hardware throttles come back into play. I've just lifted them. And we can switch off the auto throttle.
1,000 feet stabilized, Mr. Perch, altitude set.
Approaching 1-5.
Minimums coming up.
Approaching minimums. 500. Minimums. 400. 300. 200. 100.
Check this runway, guys.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
2,000 feet remaining.
Thank you, Joe J.
9.5.
Thank you so much.
Don't lose spirit. One day you'll get a 10.
Okay. Well, I hope it's before you die. Otherwise, you have to put it in your last will and testament. At least somebody's got to
It's
give it.
already in. It's already in there, Nico.
Okay. Hey, Mohammed. Yeah, this is actually, I wanted to say awful, but it's wrong. It's actually such a nice, what's the right word? Challenge to land on this runway because it's got ups and downs and everything. I love it. I love landing here with the contours on. Alright, I'm just going to park and then we'll do some replays, guys. Thanks, Mohammed, thank you.
Nico, quick bit of advice.
Yeah?
Re Madeira with
Yes.
the ortho files.
Yeah.
Am I correct in saying I need to put them in ortho but delete the two existing, the corresponding?
John, it's not that easy to answer because it sounds like you've got the wrong file there. The Madeira that we want you guys to get actually comes in a folder structure that says something like Madeira, Airport Madeira, Mesh Madeira, something else. So there's 3 top folders. So you need to get rid of your own homemade orthos, but you need to use the ones that comes with the package, and they need to go into a specific order into the scenery INI, otherwise they won't work. So it's not that easy to answer that one. I'll have to see what you've done, what files you've got, if it's the right ones, and then I'll show you what I do.
Well, it specifically says Madeira for X-Plane 11.
Yeah, but are you getting it from the org or from XPFR?
No, I'm getting it from the org.
No, that's the wrong one. That's why. It's wrong. You can delete that one. We're not going to use that one.
Okay, when you get a minute, you'll have to send me the link and I'll go there.
Yeah.
I'll delete this one.
The freeware scenery group, John.
Yeah, the link is in the freeway scenery here in Discord. Correct. Thanks, McTry.
If you look at Hyri's post,
I've deleted this one out of custom
Yeah.
scenery.
Yeah, best.
As I say, as and when you've got a minute, you can give me the link.
No, it's in the... We've already told you twice now. It's in the Discord. Scroll down to the freeway scenery folder and just get it there.
Okay, thank you.
it's just called XPFR Sceneries for X-Plane, and it's in there.
Yeah.
But you actually have to go to 3 different sites to load
Yes.
3 different downloads.
Exactly. Right, brakes are set. Ground services set. The chocks.
Yeah, I've located it.
Okay, thank you.
No, thank you.
And then we need somebody who's got some files to share.
Yeah, Harry, I've got these files. I just don't want to hand it out until he says it's okay. And then I'll send it to all of you because he's just fixed up a few things.
That's fine.
Okay, McTrying, just to be politically correct, there's the stairs, they're going into place. Okay, so if we go and we look at the cabin, yeah, the packs are still here. So the moment we do the door opening thing, let's go have a look again. They're still there, right? So it's exactly as I expected. So now we've got the situation, doors are open, steps are in place. Take some screenshots while we are here, why not? Come on. Alright, so when we now go and we terminate the flight leg, we go back there. They're gone. There you see. Gone. And that's the new operation.
So it's when you click end of flight leg.
Yeah, and start flight leg loads them. So yeah, that's the operation. Okay, let me quickly
That's fine.
quickly file my PyRep. And let's go do a replay. Come on.
I must admit, it's not an aspect of flight simming that actually fascinates me. Passengers are just a cargo.
Sure. Alright, okay, the lights are back on. We shouldn't have, but let's just check GPU connect. No, we don't want that. Remove the chocks as well. Let's see. Right.
$2,500.
What scenery is that, Nico?
For where I'm at now. I'm not sure which one you're talking about because we.
Rome. Who's
Oh,
Rome?
this is
that?
TDG. This is the TDG scenery. The link is in the description below the video, McTry, on YouTube.
Thank you.
Nice uphill landing, that one.
Yes, that was a nice landing. How big is the hump in Madeira Airport in real life? Any ideas?
No idea. No idea. Hey John, good morning. Nice to see you on stream. John?
Yes, sir.
They've penalized me. They said it was a soft landing, -10.
Mine was a fair one.
Ah. Yeah, awesome. Awesome having you here, John. Other John. Now we've got two Johns. Alright, any other special request for a viewing angle or something? Captain John. Oh, well, now your ego is going to fight with other Captain John's ego because he also is Captain John. So we'll call you John in America and John in UK or something like that. John number 1 and John number 2.
Who's number 1?
Well, you, because you are here and you've been here forever.
Well, you can have senior captain and captain.
Well, senior captain and captain.
Senior training captain. Come on, let the title right.
Okay, senior training captain John and Captain John. Gotcha. Yeah, this was a really enjoyable flight. Pity you came in a bit late, Captain John. You're going to have to watch some of the replay again, but this was an awesome flight. Also for Ryanair, I didn't get all the points I wanted because they say I had a soft landing here in Champino, but it's awesome. It was really nice.
If it was soft on an uphill runway, it's just as well it was uphill.
You see, when that runway rises to actually meet you, You don't get it on the replay. I wanted to see it on the replay now. When that runway comes up, you tend to pull a little bit back, a little bit more, so you tend to get the soft landing. I mean, look at this, it's up and down, but it's basically an uphill slope.
Sorry, Nick, I'm frustrated. I've got that Madeira and it's gone into my OneDrive.
Why?
I don't know how to open it up from there. I don't know, it's put it in there.
No, Uncle. I'll have to log into your machine later and sort it out for you. Don't know.
Okay, I'll do that later then.
Right, well, gentlemen and ladies, if there are any, that's about it for me now. I'm going to go rest a wee while, and then tonight there's a group flight. If you guys want to join us, keep an eye out for the notification, and then we'll do it on WhatsApp together again. If any of you want to join us, feel free. You don't have to make any bookings or anything, just show up. I don't have the details, so I can't give it to you right now, but keep an eye out for that later. McTrying, John, thanks for being live on air with us. Everybody else on the channel, thanks for sticking around. And
pleasure.
Okay, John, enjoy your fishing as well. Bye for now.
Have you got a Zulu
Talk later,
time
Nico.
tonight?
Sorry, McTrying?
Have you got a Zulu time for the event?
Yeah, it's always 1700 Zulu.
Okay. Been a pleasure.
Aviation, Chris, yes, you can. Give me 1 second. So while this thing is running, let's quickly sort all those things out for you guys. Yep, 1700 Zulu. Alright, the best thing to do is join us on the Zibo Pilots Facebook group. The event is listed under events. All the detail is given there, and then you can start preparing and so on and communicate with us via the post on Facebook. And there you go. When you join this Facebook group, please answer the questions. If you do not answer the questions, we're not going to let you in, because we do not want just anybody in there. It's an exclusive kind of a group, so you get in by invitation only. So please make sure you answer the questions. And
avoids the bots as well.
Yeah, it also gets rid of the bots and all the other virus-induced spamming and crap. So yeah, that's it. Okay. Other than that, if you want 1700 Zulu, we are going to be on Discord. We usually get there before that time anyway. The Discord invitation is in the description below the video. So even if you don't join the Facebook group, and even if you do not fly with us, at least, if you've got a headset with a mic, come talk to us on Discord and come meet some of the guys. Okay, so aviation, Chris, that was then for you in preparation. Come join us on Discord. Yeah, that's the best way. I've got a couple of guys here, very dedicated flight simmers. They don't have Facebook. It's just one of those things. If you don't have it, don't miss out on Discord. And thank you so much. I'll speak to you guys later. Bye-bye.
Bye, Nico.
Bye.
Bye, Nika.